We tend to forget water in our built environment. There is no infrastructure to capture rainwater. Actually, all our building codes are built for drainage. Get the water from the roof, from our streets, into the sewer, out of our city. And I think what we need to do is change that way of, that linear way of thinking, and start to think more circular. I want to talk to you about water in the built environment. If you talk about water projects and also where these companies operated, a lot of coastal protection, rivers and deltas, but usually we tend to forget water in our built environment. Because if you look at how we have built our cities, there's a lot of hardened surface, no room for infiltration, there is no infrastructure to capture rainwater. Actually, all our building codes are built for drainage. Get the water from the roof, from our streets, into the sewer, out of our city. And I think what we need to do is change that way of, that linear way of thinking, and start to think more circular. And what I'd like to present to you is one tool in the toolkit of what we call circular water management. And that is a concept I developed 10 years ago. It looks like this. You think, okay, I see a green roof. Well, the magic is below the green roof, and it is just before the drain. Basically summarized in these 4 icons. This is what we present. We have, on every flat roof, we create a buffer zone. Just 8 centimeters, depending on the climate, can also go up to 16. And then we control the outlet. So we have a smart valve that controls the water level on the roof. So we prevent the water from ending up in a sewer during a rainstorm, but we're also able to control the water level during a dry season. In order to do that safely, we have a set of sensors. And I will show you a little later, based on one project, how that works. That sensors produce data, and that data gives you the ability to really play with water, control and manage, and create this, what I call a circular water city. There are several reasons why we'll do it. The starting point for the solution was a hydrological benefit we were looking for, a stormwater solution. But working with universities and doing several sorts of researches on different projects in different climates, we found also a lot of thermal and environmental benefits. And I would like to show you how that works based on this project. This is a project in Amsterdam, an apartment block, 6 stores. You see here a picture of the top roof. That is what we call a polder roof, and the polder roof is the name of the concept. A polder roof with solar, polder solar roof. So no green, just the crates, gravel, solar panels. And you can see here is this, it's tiny, but there is the valve controlling the water level. And on every balcony, the architect designed green spaces. So the people who have a balcony have a green balcony. They have big planters, 25 square meter per level. What we've designed is a system where we have the top roof as a catchment area. Then every planter is basically a mini polder roof, so also this buffer system. And then there is a cascading drainage system all the way down with a control here and a control here. Basically how it works is if the planters say, okay, I'm drying out, then the top roof will open, cascading down, fill all the planters with water, and then by the time it's back to, let's say, 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters, an inch, the top valve will close, and now we have a fully operational system without any human interaction. A couple of screenshots of our dashboard, Aquora, to show you how that works. So this is the things we measure: air temperature, water temperature. We measure precipitation, so every project has a small rain gauge, so we have real data on what's actually happening there. By the way, one of the big issues in modern cities is stormwater, like these massive floods, and usually they tend to be really local. So by having every building of every project having one rain gauge, you also densify the data we have on rainfall. Then there's the valve position, the battery level, our redundant system, the water table, and then the tap. I'll come back to that one later. The water table, as you can see, varies from 0 to in this case 40 mil, so just 4 centimeters. People always think it's really heavy. Well, 4 centimeters of water, it's 40 kilograms per square meter. That's right in the boundary of what every construction can take. Here you see this steep incline. That's a rain event on August 17. So here you see this rain event, then some weeks of drought, and then again a rain event here, as you can see again here in the graph, the increase. The traditional green roof industry also is captures a little bit of rainwater. But what research found out is that with our polder roof solution, where a traditional green roof is only 30% of all the water captured in a roof, and a blue roof without a smart control captures 50%. With a polder roof, we capture 90% of all water that drops on that roof. That does not end up in the sewer, that does not cause combined sewer overflow, and it's actually a great benefit. That is jumping to the next one, where you see the chart of the air temperature just above the roof. Here you see it's fluctuating. That's a day and night rhythm. In the night it's obviously colder, but what you also see is this is the it shows that it doesn't exceed the 30 degrees Celsius. If you ever have been on a roof during a hot summer day, this is August, and okay, yes, it's the Netherlands, but still it can be pretty hot, as we have experienced the last days. Research shows that being on the roof with a polder roof that is 6 degrees Celsius lower, it also affects the temperature on a roofing level with 17 degrees, which has a high effect on the expected life of the roofing material, and it also saves 2.5% indoor temperature, which affects our cooling system, our carbon emissions, etc. So that is on the thermal benefits. And then the last one is on the environmental benefits. This shows not just the screenshot of 1 month, but the screenshot of the full growing season. The tap. There is a redundant system, so because obviously also the top level can dry out, and then you still have all these planters with all these plants, and the people paid for it. You want to keep them alive. So that's why we have an access to, can be reclaimed water. In this case, it was just drinking water, tap water. We only needed to open the valve 3 times during the full growing season to be able to support this roof with, so we fully supported the roof with rainwater. And how we've done it is, this is a top picture of the buffer system that is below every planter, and there is a capillary bridge in it. So it sucks up the water, brings it to the root system of the plants, which the plants love because they get both oxygen and water on a constant basis, and that's how they thrive. This means that we are able to produce the evaporation, where a traditional green roof would have 30% of the water evaporated, we bring it up to 70% evaporation. And this is how it looks like after 1 growing season. Full grown, people love it, and they don't need to do anything. No touching irrigation systems. Oh, I'm going on a holiday, what I need to do, everything sorted out. So this line of thinking is what we developed in the polder roof. And actually this is also what I believe what we need to do if we think about our full built environment. Water is essential to life. Water is essential to all these challenges. We have challenges on the hydrological side, depleting groundwater, combined sewer overflow, which is affecting the water quality also here in the harbor. There is a big thermal issue, which we experience also over the last days. Why don't we need to use nature-based solutions to solve this? And then the environmental benefits. Don't we all love to live in a green city and support with every square meter we have our ecosystem? I talked to you about roofs. That is the one solution I wanted to offer you, but what I experienced over the last decade is that the story is much wider than rooftops. I mean, the city has density areas of up to 50% rooftops, flat roofs as a surface, but there is so much more. That's why I'm really happy I am part of a company that's not only providing solutions for rooftops, but also for parking lots, for trees, for low ground, all sorts of solutions to make our cities more of a sustainable water management. My adventure started a decade ago, 10 years ago, and also 10 kilograms ago. When I started, I was already an entrepreneur then, and this pull the roof concept was one of those concepts. We worked on it for a couple of years. We had our first pilots, we had our first projects, we had our first successes. I was lucky to be able to work with Lot, I think 8 years ago. In 2021, we saw that it was really taking off. The city of Amsterdam embraced it, Rotterdam and The Hague. We had 50 projects on 3 different continents. And that's when I found out it was time for me to make a change and to partner with a global working organization, and that is Wavin. That is why I sold my company to Wavin. I'm now part not of a team of 10, but a 10 of 12,000, and we're able to capture 80 countries across the globe, and that's where we're introducing the concept. So my call for you today is let's talk and let's start to build on water. Thank you.